Today we are going to be installing a portable app start menu with access to hundreds of free programs. Then we'll be installing XAMPP on a portable drive. XAMPP is a web development package that comes with Apache Web Server, PHP, Perl, Maria Database, FileZilla's FTP server, Mercury's mail server, and Tomcat for Java, all in one easy-to-use portable drive.
Welcome to Stevie's World. Welcome to Stevie's World. Welcome to Stevie's World. Welcome to Stevie's
Completely portable. First thing that you're going to want to need is some type of SD card or a file stick. You can also use an SD card if you can install that. You could use a portable drive, different kind, even a powered portable drive. You can also use an internal. You could also install this on your C drive. However, today we would prefer that we make everything portable. So the first thing that we'll be installing is we need to go to a website called portableapps.com. You'll go here and you'll click the download. This is exactly what Portable Apps is. It's just a Windows system. It's a start menu for portable programs. So the first thing that we do is we click this download and we download that program, which I've already installed. The next thing that we need to do, and it's fairly small, so it won't take long to download there. The next thing that we need to go to is Google and type in XAMPP. Go to the download section here. You'll end up at this page. Here's Apache, apachefriends.org, download.html. And we get to 7.3.5. Just click the download here. And that'll be just fine. And that's 146 megabytes, so that could take quite a while. So since I've already done that, we have the two programs. So we install, or we put in our SD card or portable drive, whatever we're using, and I got it on the E drive. Typically you'll see a C drive. A D drive will be a DVD or CD-ROM drive, and E drive. This is very important. If this drive letter changes from computer to computer, Apache Web Server requires that this letter be static. So if you plug it into another computer and it has F drive, you have to go into the configurations and change it to E drive for Apache Web Server to work. All other programs dealing with portable apps, it does not care what the letter of the drive is. Only Apache Web Server does. Okay, so just wanted to get that out of the way. And remember that this is E drive. First thing that we're going to do is go to portableapps.com. Let me turn off mine here. Let me also turn off this server here, because I just wanted to show you. This is on a different drive. Okay, so we click on this portable apps. So it's English. Next. I agree. New install. Portable install. You can also install this on the cloud, on a local install for user private apps. Different things that you can do at different configurations. We want this E drive. Is that right? We want that E drive. That's what we were looking for. Install. This won't take very long at all. It's installing a bunch of programs. You don't have to format the hard drive. Here's a folder here I wanted to show you. This is my folder. Here's a text document. I just wanted to show you that you don't have to erase the drive. It installs several different things here. Documents, just like music, pictures, and videos. It also this is where it says portable apps. Inside of here is where the programs will be installed typically. And here's a start menu. You double click that. Let's say run it from here, I guess. Here's a basic install. We're going to close this out. Close this. Now I'm going to pause this. Okay, on a first time run, this popped up here. This is a way to install a program. We're gonna go down to development, and we want to install XAMPP launcher. It's only 1 megabyte. Click it there. Click next. Okay, after the install, it says your new portable apps have been installed and are now available in the portableapps.com menu. Click finish. We'll click the menu and you will see that we have an XAMPP control panel. We're going to leave that alone for right now, and we're going to close this program out. We're going to close this file out. Next is to install XAMPP Windows x64, whatever version it is. I'll be back after I have to click yes for install. Okay, now after clicking the yes, I want to install this, it'll say important. Because of an activated user account UAC on your system, some functions of XAMPP are possibly restricted with UAC. Don't put these files in your program files. Generally, you would just put them on your C drive, not within the programs place, or deactivate UAC with a blah, blah, blah. With that, we're going to be installing it on a separate drive, so it really doesn't matter. Welcome to XAMPP Setup Wizard. Next, we want to install all the programs: Apache, MySQL, FileZilla FTP server, Mercury mail server, Tomcat, which is for Java, PHP. You don't have to install this. I never use it. PHP, Perl. We do use Perl configuration files. PHP MyAdmin. That's really good for MySQL. That's the way that you. It's an interface for MySQL. Webalizer kind of analyzes what's going on and fake send email until you set up your Mercury mail server. This is the easy way to do it. Click next. Where it says here, where it says C drive, no. We want to change that to E drive. Go into the file, capital E. Whatever drive letter you're installing that on, that's where I'm installing this on the E drive. Click next. And then click next again. Now it's going to be installing it. I'm going to pause this because it's going to take, it's going to take quite a while. When installing this, it pops up with some type of advertisement. Say hello to your favorite application on XAMPP. Let's click next. Let's install. I'm going to pause this. Okay, now that we're back here, we have the completed panel right here. Let's click on, do you want to start the control panel now? No, I'll talk about this later. We actually installed a control panel already. Let's click finish. Here's the bit number again. Okay, now if we go into our E drive, we'll notice that we installed another folder called XAMPP. This is where all of the Perl and the PHP, if you want to know where the php.exe is, it's in XAMPP right here. This is where the executable file is right here. Okay, so, and on the start menu, no. Okay, so when you get this question here with this, would you like to automatically close your portable programs when you exit the platform? I click no. I really like my programs just to run whenever. So in order to start that program up, just open up the E drive and click start for your start menu. And you can install more programs. I could go over this. It's fairly simple. If you want to open up this documents folder, you can just click right here. You can click inside the documents folder. It has a music folder, a pictures, and a videos folder, and just a general Explorer right here. And it'll make Windows Explorer pop up. To back up the files, to add apps, you would click here, check for updates. It's real nice about updates, install, options. Options are fairly simple on this. They're pretty straightforward. Go through them, read them line by line. Nothing strange. Here you go. We can change my theme here. There you go. I changed the theme just that quick. Okay. So to start the Apache web server up, you need to open up this XAMPP control panel. For the first time, let's go English. If you prefer German, feel free. Up here, you'll see Apache, MySQL, FileZilla, Mercury, and Tomcat. Apache, when we click Start right here, this also turns on a web server in your port 80. MySQL, it'll do the same thing. It'll open up a port. FileZilla, it'll open up a port. We'll talk about those later. This is FTP file transfer. If you want to upload and download to the server, if your server is not on the computer, you would typically use that. Mercury, we'll get into that more. When you're into PHP and you want to send emails, you need to set up your Mercury email server. For that, it is kind of complicated. MySQL, so we'll talk about that later as well. So let's open up a web browser, and let's go to let's just type in localhost right here. You can also type in http:// like this. Here you go. You have your server up and running. Now the location of these files, you go into your E drive, you go into XAMPP, and you go into htdocs. Htdocs is where all the HTML and PHP files can be found. Here's the index file. This index file, if you noticed, it went local dashboard. So really, it's in this file right here, and opening up probably this index file with PHP information. So index file doesn't have to be labeled. So we're going to rename this file index2, and then we're going to create a file. Go new. Text document. And we're going to delete the whole line, and we're going to type it index.php. We're going to open that up in any text editor. I just happen to be using Notepad. It's kind of a nice program. Then I'm going to put a link on the bottom of the page. You can just copy this. What I'm doing here is just creating a simple HTML page or a PHP page. This is actually a complicated one with HTML and everything involved in it. This is a program that I'll be releasing in source code fairly soon. Easy way to copy and paste programs that you've written. Oops. And to view them, depending on the programming language that you use, you just go to the language up here according to whatever you want to use. So I copied that page here. Let's paste this. Save. Let's name this, give it a title right here, index. And up here where it says start your PHP code, move down a couple lines. This is the top line. This is how you would start a PHP page. This is how you end PHP code. So let's go A equals 1 and B equals 2. End it with a semicolon. So then C equals A plus B. End it with a semicolon. And down into the code here, into the body, So we're going to type H1 and that. Now we're typing in HTML code here. Let's say go index page. And then say, let's encase it into a paragraph. And we'll say A plus B is, then we have to, now right here we have to insert some PHP code. We're going to echo C colon. We're going to save this file. We're going to go back into our web browser, type in localhost, and voila, index page. So now we have PHP running, and there you go. Let's do one final overview of the hard drive and what we installed. Remember that we installed it on the E drive. We click the start here, .exe, and this will start the start menu. We can click this XAMPP control panel to get the control panel going. This stops and starts the Apache web server. This stops the database, FileZilla, Mercury, and Tomcat. Administration, you can click the administration button. One way to access it. There's configuration files. Here's the configuration files for PHP. Here's the log files for PHP. They also do, every time that your website, every time someone accesses it, every time it does something, here's where the logs are. If there's errors, if there's PHP errors, or if there's access. Anytime the website is accessed, it lets you know a bit of information. As on a web browser, you can type in localhost. This will get you to the base file directory, or http://localhost. And to access those files, you go into the drive, into XAMPP, htdocs. This is where that index file is that I changed. I can change this to, let's change this to test. And then when I try to access this, what's going to happen is this type of filing system. This can be taken away. This is the reason that it's called a development and not a production. In a production system, if you look into something and there's not an index file, it will not show the filing directory. However, here you can see the filing directory. So if I wanted to create a folder in this file directory, I can just quickly, as quick as Windows can do it, create a folder and type test. A lot of times I'll run a test PHP, and I'll run a lot of my stuff inside of test. So you'll notice that when you recycle this, it has test. Here's the test. If I wanted to go into here and create a new file, and I can create this file like hello world.php, and I can simply, actually the easiest way to make a PHP page is this. This opens up the tag for PHP. A equals 1, B equals 2, and C equals A plus B. Echo C. Oops, it's percent. Come back into my web browser, click refresh, click world 3. 2 and 1 is 3. Filing structure is whatever drive, USB drive that you have, the portable drive, XAMPP, htdocs. And this is where you put your PHP files. This is where you would add them, and then you access them through a web browser, through your local host, or if you're on a network and you have an address like 192.168.1.4, you can also put that number here. And how do I find that out? I would go command in the command prompt, and I would type in ipconfig, enter, and I would notice 1.100. Okay, so you would type 1.100 and hit enter again, and this is another direction to the page. It says it's not secure. HTTPS is not hooked up. This is another reason that is only a development server. In order to get to this file, if you want to take it the long way, you can go into here, into the repositories. After you've went into the repositories, you can go into the help. I'll be working on this every day, so you'll notice that this is, I don't have any real source code. This is just the base code of this. It's the filing structure. You can kind of see where I'm going. Go into PHP. And then you'll see this empty PHP page. That's where I got this empty page from. And there you go. There's the page right there. So if you want to go to my site and check out all the code that I'm releasing, and then you'll notice some of this newer stuff that I've been working with here. If you happen to be running Linux, this is how you make a short script for ExpressVPN, which I released about 2 weeks ago. Here's a PHP filter that takes all special characters and turns them into HTML code. That's also in PHP. That's kind of a neat one to look at. Thank you. Have a good day.